Hello, my name is Melinda Ortiz, and I go to South Valley Academy High School. I am 18 years old, and this video you are about to see is a video which I have made for a project to help stop DWIs. I hope this video encourages you to not ever drink and drive.
My name is Mario Archuleta, and I'm 6. My name is Nicholas Archuleta, and I am 4. We're both brothers.
I'm Taylor A. Burchell, and I'm 14 years old. I'm Leah Marie Burchell, and I'm 11 years old.
Angel Flores, 9. Lisa Romero, 8.
Okay, I am Gabriela Garcia and my age is 15.
So DWIs are driving while intoxicated, and they're the exact same things as DUIs, which is driving under the influence. And it's kind of sad when you think about it when people do that, because there's so many consequences that come with driving while drinking. Like, you can lose your job, you can kind of lose your relationship with your family as well.
You can, as she said, you can lose your job and car, and with your family as well, because they can really not trust you anymore with a lot of things. So that's a lot of the consequences. You could kill someone.
A lot of children died because drunk drivers, and then the people that killed the children got arrested. People died of drinking in accidents or by not paying attention, and whenever they drink, they're getting badder each time they drink. DWI is very bad, and we should be stopping this.
Okay. My opinion on DWIs is, I think in New Mexico it's really bad. In other states it is also high, but I think New Mexico is one of the top 3 for drinking and driving, and I personally think that they should add a lot more checkpoints than they do, especially where I live. I live in the East Mountains, and me and my mom coming home, we see drunk drivers all the time on our road, and there's no checkpoint. I don't think there's ever been a checkpoint there. So I think drivers get away with it a lot in New Mexico, and it's just really sad to kind of see them get away with it and not learn their lesson.
This is my sister. If a drunk driver were to hit us possibly tomorrow and maybe she would die, it would be really devastating, because you kind of feel bad, but you kind of feel also a little maybe hatred about to that person, that he or she had taken something away from you, as in one of your family members, or hurt you really bad where you couldn't do some stuff that you do a lot. And I just thought it would be really devastating to lose one family member to someone who was careless in driving and drunk driving.
Okay, so DWI has affected me personally because my dad was hit and killed by a drunk driver when I was 13 years old. So when I was 13, I came home from school and I went to my mom's house, and my dad he was picking up my brother, and this is my dad, by the way, and his fiance at the time texted me and asked if I had seen him or if he was at our house, and I didn't reply. I was kind of like, oh, it's no big deal, he's just running late. He dropped off my brother, he's probably just taking his time getting home. And then my mom got off work, and my brother got the same message. And at that point, we were kind of freaking out, and my mom looked up crashes to see if there was any crashes where he lived, and maybe he was stuck behind traffic just waiting for the crash to clear. So we found out that there was a crash about 2 miles from where he lives, and then we kind of went up there to see if his car was there just waiting, and we looked and there was no car there. So my mom went out and talked to the sheriff who was blocking the traffic, and she kind of put her hand on her head, and she looked back at me and my brother in the car, and you could tell through her sunglasses that she was crying a little bit, like she was starting to tear up. And that's when I kind of knew that my dad was involved in the accident. So, and also me and my brother were crying at the time, kind of freaking out because we knew something was up. So my mom took my brother back home because he didn't want to deal with it. So me and my mom went back to the crash site, and we waited there for about 6 or 5 hours until it was 11 o'clock. And then the sheriffs came down, and they talked to me and my mom, and the sheriff looked at me right in the eye, and he told me, "I'm sorry to say, but Salvador Garcia has passed." And I think at that moment I didn't do anything. I just kind of looked up, looked down, looked at my mom to see if she was okay, and I was just thinking oh my God, please make me strong enough to tell my brother that our dad has just passed away. So my mom was talking to the sheriff, and my grandpa was right behind me, and he decided to take me home. So I went home, and then I walked right into the room, into my brother's room, and I saw him just sitting there with his friend, and he was kind of crying, and I looked at him, and I told him, "Our dad's gone, he's passed," and I hugged him. And then afterwards, it's just I've been through court dates with everything. The man who killed my dad was 56. His name is Randolph Curry, and he was an alcoholic. He's been an alcoholic for 30 years, and this was his 6th DWI.
This situation, this kind of issue that has been going on for a while, it could kind of tear us apart. With any family, if you hit someone, it would honestly devastate their family. And if someone is wanting to drink and drive, it could tear us all apart.
You shouldn't do that, because what if you crash and you die and go to jail, or you could go to jail? It's better to do that, because what happens if you have someone with you and you're drinking, you could die, and the other person that's with you could also die. DWI makes people die. Stop it. And it makes people crash. And when people crash, they might die, but lots of people died last year when people did it. So we should stop.
Don't drink and drive, but if you do, there's other alternatives. Call a friend, get a taxi, even call a family member.
And if you drink, wait till you're 21 and drink responsibly.
Please don't drive and drink at the same time. You would take my brother away. We love you.
Now that you know about the effects of DWIs, I hope that many of you, whoever is watching this video, will not drink and drive. It is a major issue, so please, if you're considering it, please don't drink and drive.